This town is only accessible by boat or Canada. The United States-Canada border is the longest international land border in the world, and west of Rousseau County, Minnesota, Buffalo Point, Manitoba, it mostly follows the 49th parallel all the way west to the Pacific Ocean. In 1846, when the US and Great Britain signed the Oregon Treaty, they made one exception to this rule, all the way at the end, namely Vancouver Island. But if you look just east, you'll find a 5-square-mile town of roughly 1,200 people whose school children 180 years later need to cross an international border 4 times a day every school day to Blaine, Washington, because for some reason when they signed the treaty, they didn't make an exception for it. Why? Well, the British really wanted Vancouver Island, partially because they had just built a huge fort there, and partially because it sat right at the mouth of the Fraser River, which goes way inland and so provided easy access to the interior, mostly for the purposes of fur trading. So they struck a deal that said west of the mainland's coastline, the border would fall in the deepest part of the channel all the way out to the Pacific Ocean. That left Point Roberts in US territory. 12 years after the treaty, the British actually tried to negotiate for it back, claiming that it'd just be easier for them to have it since the border cut it off from the American mainland. But the Americans didn't give it up. They knew all the way back in 1841 that it was in their territory and wanted to hold on to it because while small, everyone knew that the mouth of the river would one day be the site of a big city, and being between that and the new fort made it prime real estate.